Every year, thousands of people go missing. Most are eventually found. Some return, some are discovered. But then there are the others, the ones who vanish without a single clue. No evidence, no explanation, no trace. It's as if they simply stopped existing. No last message, no warning, just gone. And the most disturbing part? In some of these cases, everything seemed completely normal right before they disappeared. Today, we're diving into 5 real cases where people vanished without a trace. Welcome to Built on Purpose, where we explore real mysteries, unexplained events, and the darker side of reality. And what you're about to hear are not stories. They are real events, real people, and real disappearances that still have no answers.
Let's begin. 1. The hotel room disappearance. It started like any normal trip. A man checked into a hotel. Nothing unusual, no strange behavior, no signs of distress. Just a quiet stay in a standard room. He spoke to the front desk, ordered food, even made a phone call to a friend. Everything seemed perfectly normal until the next morning. Housekeeping knocked on his door. No response. They assumed he was asleep. Hours passed. Still nothing. Eventually, they used a master key to enter the room. And what they found made no sense. The room was empty. Completely empty. His belongings were still there. Clothes, wallet, phone, everything untouched. But the man was gone. No signs of forced entry, no open windows, no surveillance footage of him leaving. The hallway camera showed nothing. No one entering, no one exiting. It was as if he had vanished inside the room. Investigators searched everything. The building, the surroundings, even the hotel's security system. But there was no explanation, no evidence, nothing. To this day, no one knows what happened to him.
2. The forest disappearance. A group of friends went hiking. A simple trip. Planned. Organized. Safe. They followed a known trail. Marked paths. Nothing dangerous. At one point, one of them decided to walk ahead. Just a short distance. He told the group he'd be back in a few minutes. They watched him go. Nothing unusual. But minutes turned into hours, and he never came back. They called his name, searched the trail, checked every direction, but there was no sign of him. Search teams were called. Hundreds of people joined the search. Dogs, drones, helicopters. The entire area was covered. But they found nothing. No footprints, no clothing, no signs of struggle. Just an empty forest. It was as if he had stepped off the trail and disappeared into nothing. Some believe he got lost. Others think something else happened. Something no one can explain. Because in a forest that was searched so thoroughly, there should have been something. Anything. But there wasn't. At this point, it's clear. These aren't normal disappearances. They don't follow logic. They don't leave clues. But what comes next is even more disturbing. Because sometimes, people don't just disappear from isolated places. Sometimes, they vanish in public, surrounded by others. And still, no one sees anything.
3. The crowd disappearance. Disappearing in a forest is one thing, but disappearing in the middle of a crowd? That's something else entirely. This case happened in a busy city, a place filled with people, cameras everywhere, noise, movement, no place to hide. A young woman was walking through a crowded shopping area. Nothing unusual. She was talking on her phone, laughing, completely normal. CCTV cameras captured everything. Her entering the area, walking through the crowd, blending in with hundreds of people around her. And then, something strange happened. In one frame, she's there, walking, talking. And in the next frame, she's gone. Not turned, not hidden, just gone. At first, investigators thought it was a camera glitch. Maybe she moved out of frame too quickly. But when they checked other cameras, she wasn't there either. No footage of her leaving, no signs of her entering any building. No evidence of kidnapping, nothing. Witnesses were questioned, hundreds of people, but no one saw anything. No screams, no struggle, no sudden movement. It was as if she disappeared in plain sight. Investigators spent months analyzing footage, frame by frame, trying to find any clue. But there was nothing. No explanation. No answer. And to this day, her disappearance remains a complete mystery. The moving car mystery. This case is even more disturbing because it didn't happen in isolation. It didn't happen in a crowd. It happened inside a moving car. A man was driving late at night, a quiet road, almost no traffic. He called a friend during the drive. Everything seemed normal. They talked for several minutes. Nothing unusual. No signs of panic, no interruptions, just a regular conversation. And then, the call ended suddenly. At first, his friend didn't think much of it. Maybe the signal dropped, maybe the phone died. But the next day, the man was reported missing. His car was later found on the side of the road, engine off, lights still on, driver's door closed. Everything looked normal, except for one thing. He wasn't there. No signs of a struggle, no broken glass, no damage to the car. His phone was still inside, keys still in place. It was as if he had simply vanished while driving. Investigators checked the call records. The timeline matched perfectly. He was on the phone just moments before he disappeared. But But there was no explanation, no evidence of what happened next, no clue as to how someone could disappear from inside a moving vehicle. A final note: allow readers.
At this point, one thing becomes clear. These disappearances don't follow rules. They don't leave evidence, and they don't make sense. But what comes next might be the most disturbing case of all. Because sometimes, people don't just disappear physically. Sometimes, they leave behind something even stranger. A final clue, a message, or something that raises even more questions. 5. The final message. Sometimes, when people disappear, they leave nothing behind. No clues, no evidence, just silence. But in this case, something was left behind, and it made everything even more disturbing. A young man had been living a normal life. Job, friends, routine. Nothing unusual. No signs of stress, no strange behavior. Everything about his life was completely normal. Until one day, he didn't show up for work. At first, people assumed he was sick, maybe taking a day off. But when calls went unanswered, concerns started to grow. His friends went to check on him. His apartment was locked. Everything inside looked untouched. No signs of packing, no missing items. His phone was still there. Wallet, keys, everything. But he was gone. Just like that. No note, no warning, no explanation. Police began investigating. They checked his phone, his messages, his last activity. And that's when they found something strange. A message sent late at night, just hours before he disappeared. But it wasn't sent to anyone. It was saved in his drafts. The message was short, but chilling. It read, "I think someone is watching me." At first, it sounded like paranoia, maybe stress, maybe fear. But there was more. His laptop showed unusual activity. Security cameras near his building captured nothing. No one entering, no one leaving, no suspicious movement. It was as if he disappeared without ever stepping outside. The message raised more questions than answers. Who was watching him? Was it real? Or was it something in his mind? And if someone was watching, why was there no evidence? To this day, the message remains the only clue. A final thought, a final warning from someone who vanished without a trace. The truth about disappearances. By now, you've seen the pattern. No signs of struggle. No clear explanation. No evidence. Just people vanishing. We often think disappearances follow logic. Kidnapping. Accidents. Choices. But these cases don't fit those explanations. They break the pattern. They ignore the rules. And that's what makes them so disturbing. Because when something doesn't follow logic, it becomes harder to understand, harder to accept, and impossible to forget. Logic versus the unknown. There are always theories. There are always explanations. Some say these cases are just coincidences, unfortunate events, misunderstood. Others believe there's something more, something we don't fully understand yet. Maybe it's human error. Maybe it's hidden crime. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Something beyond what we can explain.
The truth is, we don't know. And that uncertainty is what makes these stories so powerful. Every disappearance leaves behind questions, families waiting, answers missing, stories unfinished. And while most cases are eventually solved, some remain mysteries forever. Because sometimes people don't just disappear from places. Sometimes they disappear from reality itself. If you're interested in real mysteries, unexplained events, and stories that challenge reality, subscribe to Built on Purpose. Because the next video might reveal something even more unsettling.